Hello everyone and welcome in my cooking channel. This is recipe for bread dumplings. So what we need is 3 2/3 of a cup of Wondra flour. Now we have 1 egg, 1½ cup of milk. We will warm this up. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of yeast, and here I have a dried Italian loaf. You can use any bread you have. This is 4 days old, so it needs to be pretty dry. And here I have 2 cups, and I cut it on small cubes like this, little squares. If you don't have dry bread, what I also tried, and it worked great, is you can slice it on thin slices, 1/2 inch, and then toast it. And when you toast it, it makes it crunchy, so it's same like if you would have a dry bread. So here we have 2 cups of dry bread already cut. And the Italian loaf is this thick, and it was about this big. So this is all the ingredients, and if you don't remember or you don't wanna or if you want to have it written down, go to my website. It's www.czechcookbook.com, and under each video in the description I have a link, and when you click on it, it takes you directly to my website, and there you see all the ingredients that I used and exact measurements. So let's start. Our first step is warm up the milk. I'm using this bowl because I will warm it up in this bowl, and then I will have it rising in the same bowl. Let's put it in a microwave for about 1 minute. Here is the warm-up milk. It's 1½ cup. Let's add 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of yeast. Let's mix it a little bit. And this is our startup yeast mixture that will help to rise the dough. And let's set up the timer for 10 minutes, and that'll be perfect. While our yeast is rising, yeast mixture, let's put the flour and other ingredients in. So this is 3 2/3 of a cup of Wondra flour. Now let's add 1 teaspoon of salt. We will mix this up. And we will add 1 egg. Let's mix this up. My yeast mixture is done. So let's add it to the flour. And we will mix it together. I will have to use my hands soon because it needs to be really nicely worked up. We will see if I need more milk or more flour. The dough cannot be sticky and cannot be too runny, so we'll see how it goes. So it's a little sticky, so let's add more flour. And we can start working. Now we will add the last thing, and that's the dried cubed bread, 2 cups. And now you want to work this into a dough. I'll actually add a little more flour. Make sure it's not sticky at all. I brought you a little closer so you can see better. I had to add it more flour because, as you see, it was sticking to my hand, and that's not good. don't want it to be sticky. So now we are trying to work these dried breads inside of the dumpling dough. And now it's perfect, now it's not sticky. We have to let this rise for 1.5 hours. Let's put a little flour on the top. And it has to rise in a warm place. So since it's pretty warm outside, I'll put it in a garage. But you can also rise it over a steam. So this is the towel, so we can cover it up and put it on a warm place. I wanted to show you how to rise the dough when outside is not so warm, like during the winter. I like this method. I use a pot and there is a little bit of water, and you want to bring it almost to the boil. So the water is ready. Let's turn it off and you will see the steam start to come up. So that's perfect for our dough. So you just set the pot, the water is turned off, and pot is covered, and you let it rise. Garage wasn't as hot as I thought it will be, so I did let it rise over the steam like I showed you. So this is nicely risen. So now we will make 3 dumplings out of this. First step, you'll put a little bit of flour in the bottom so they don't stick. Now let's get our dough out. And now we will divide our dough into 3 dumplings. And I don't really work with it anymore because it's nicely risen. I don't want to work with the dough, but just try to make a shape of a dumpling. Just like that. And now you want to cover it up and let it rise for another 10 minutes. While we wait on our dumplings to rise, have a pot prepared where we will be cooking the dumplings. Put the water in and pinch of salt. Let's cover this up and bring it to boil. Our water is boiling now, as you see, so it's time to put first dumpling in. So carefully put the dumpling in and right away close the lid, because you want to cook it with a closed lid. And it will take 10 minutes on one side, and then we will have to flip it, and 10 minutes on the other side. And lower the flame because it will create lots of steam and bubbles. I usually cook it on number 3 on my stove. Make sure when you put the dumpling in that you bring it back to the boil. And now it's boiling a lot, so now I can lower it to number 3. And it needs to stay boiling. 10 minutes are up, so it's time to flip this dumpling, and look how big and nice it is. So let's flip it to the other side. And let's cook it for another 10 minutes. Our dumpling is done, the first one. And now it's a tricky part because we have to get it out. So it's beautiful, isn't it? And I like to flip it to the other side because the bottom is more wet, so it can dry up. And now you want to release the steam, so poke it in a few places so the steam can be released. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, please subscribe to my videos so you don't miss out on any great fun and making great videos. And now it's time to serve this with some amazing beef goulash. So have a great day, everyone. Bye bye. For slicing these dumplings, I recommend serrated knife. This with the teeth, because it's better. And you just go like this. So good. Look how beautiful these are. So enjoy them.